Hi Pisces, I hope that you all are well. Happy birthday to any sun sign Pisces. Happy Pisces season. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. This reading may resonate for anybody wherever Pisces is in your chart. Rising sign may have to do more so with like physically what you're going through. If it's your sun, it's going to touch more on creativity and your fire and your passions, things like that. If it's your Venus, it may more so be related to your interpersonal relationships. If it's your moon, it's definitely going to concern your emotional experience that you're having. Kind of the emotional lens, your astral body, your emotional body. Okay, coming out strongly, we have the Emperor, Aries energy. You may have Aries strongly in your chart. May have, Aries. You could have a stellium in your first house or planets in your first house. You could have a significant Aries placement. Could be dealing with somebody with Aries placements. To have the Emperor come out, this is about really getting serious with something that you're doing. You may be getting like really grounded with even a dream of yours that you have. You may be getting more professional, thinking more about your legacy, like what am I doing? This feels very much like stepping into your adult professional energy and thinking about the legacy even that you are creating and what you want that to look like for you. Getting more serious with things. The beautiful thing about the Emperor is it shows us really embracing and showcasing and cultivating our Mars energy. So this is can be about laying down roots in a particular place, doing so in a methodical, grounded, conscientious, dedicated way. Strategically planning too. This is also about like really mastering things for yourself. Strong Aries energy. Something that it seems you're getting better and better at is really allowing you to gain confidence. I get the sense of this being something well-rounded for you. So it may not just be like one particular area of your life. This can be something that like touches many different areas. And I'm seeing you feel confident about this. This can also be something that you're doing creatively with the Queen of Wands here. Queen of Wands is an independent energy. So this whole thing has been about like you really trusting yourself, you really believing in yourself. Also too, your creative vision, how you want to be living your life. This is a very autonomous, independent energy. To have the Emperor here and to also have the Queen of Wands, there may have been something that before in your life you could have been under the impression that you needed somebody else to be doing these things for you. This can be a thought where it's like, well, if I had a partner, then I'd be able to do this, or I need somebody to step in and help me out with this. But to have these cards coming out, this is you showing yourself that you can do everything, that you can do everything yourself, that you are very capable, that really there's nothing that you can't do with the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, and you would be feeling confident about that. And the Emperor isn't just, I'm gonna do like a little bit here and do like half of the job or not really dedicate myself fully. This is you like totally fully immersing and engrossing yourself in what it is that you're doing and being very, very happy, feeling very, very happy with the result of that. So yeah, this feels like a big step, and something may be becoming more concrete for you. And you like really allowing yourself to give yourself credit and again to really trust yourself and to know that you got this. And that you can work hard and very much see the result of that. Beautiful energy, Pisces. So yeah, maybe something feels like it's becoming more official or more solid for you. I'm also looking at the Six of Pentacles here. This means that we're not like compromising or negotiating on our values and our self-worth. Especially not in our interpersonal relationships. This is also about attracting the right energy too. By being in the space that you want to be on, as far as a frequency, you're going to connect with people that are on a higher frequency as well. Yeah, it definitely feels like something big centered around knowing your worth. This can mean like in relationships, knowing how you want to be treated, knowing how you expect somebody to show up, knowing what equality looks like for you. Can also have to do with work too. Like if I'm going to show up and do this job, I expect to be paid X amount. Or for the exchange to be like this, or for the environment to be like this, whatever this is for you. It looks like it's centered more around your interpersonal relationships. I'm looking at Gemini on the bottom of the deck. With the Lovers, this would be people that you're close to. People you have close connections with, close relationships. Okay. So you assessing your values is going to help you determine something that needs to be determined. I get the feeling too that this is also sort of about like what you want and what your expectations are. And that may be something that you've been thinking about more often, like what it is that you want. It does seem like there's potentially a bit of a negotiation happening. I'm also seeing too that you may be in a spot where you feel like it's important for you to balance out your feminine and your masculine energy, because I'm seeing you pop out in like more of a masculine energy with the Emperor, meaning you may have more on your plate, more to get done. Masculine energy has absolutely zero to do with gender. What it's about is about like being assertive, being initiative, going after the things that you want to go after. If you want something done, you doing it yourself. Or even delegating, but you being the one that's organizing those things and like putting things in motion. And then to also have the Queen of Wands too, it's also being like comfortable within yourself. It can be like a focus on your sensuality as well, and just like your self-esteem, how you're feeling in your body, you feeling that just because you're doing certain things that you're not like limited to those things, and that you can kind of expand into both of the energies that you feel comfortable with. And you may be balancing out maybe personal life and also work or responsibilities, things like that. Like thinking about your needs as a human, especially in your interpersonal relationships, and then also whatever's going on. For some of you, you have a business or something like that. It can be like a business or a family or something that you're kind of in charge of. Definitely can be entrepreneurship, a focus on that. With the Emperor, or you could be getting something off of the ground. Okay. So, something was happening. There was a situation that was unfolding for you. And I'm seeing you sit down with yourself and be like, I need to think about, like, if I'm okay with this situation, or if I'm not okay with this situation, or if this is something worth it to me. Like, do I want to stick around for this? And I'm seeing, excuse me, I'm seeing you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I've thought about this. This isn't just like a rash decision that I'm making. I've really spent the time considering this. And I think that something needs to come to an end because I don't feel valued. And I feel like I feel like I'm compromising something that I don't want to compromise if I'm going to continue doing this. And it looks like a situation. It can definitely be a relationship with someone or like an environment, something like that. So I'm seeing you be in a space where you're trying to figure out how to end something, trying to prioritize that. For some reason with the Ten of Swords here, like something may be, it may be unavoidable for there to be pain involved in this. It seems why you're being like more careful with how you're doing this. So you're in a space where you're like, focusing on this ending is going to be important. I need to prioritize this. I'm seeing that there's information coming through. Information, clarity, news. Something that will be helpful to you. It's like giving you a more well-rounded understanding of what's going on here. Okay. Let's break this down. It can go two ways. You have somebody around you that you're in a situation and you're like, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. I feel like it's devaluing me in some way. And you have somebody around you that's like maybe not supportive of this choice of yours. This can also be internalized judgment or criticism where you're like, do I really deserve this? Things like that have to do with like your self-worth and stuff. Definitely feeling some Taurus vibes here. Maybe something going on with that. So yeah, if this is a self-talk space, you may be feeling a bit uncomfortable, or you have this voice that you're hearing that may feel like it's kind of conflicting with the way that you want to advocate for yourself. Pay attention to it. And if this is somebody around you, because for some of you I'm seeing that this is a person, they may have opinions, but not supportive opinions about you prioritizing this ending and like doing it for yourself. But this person, okay, let's like get more into this. If you have someone around you that you consider like one of your friends or something like that, or someone that for some reason knows about what this is that you're going through, if they're having like issues about you advocating for yourself and being like, no, like I'm better than this, or like I don't deserve to be treated like that, or I don't want to continue doing this anymore, it's not resonating with me, whatever your reason is, you have checked in with your values, this isn't aligning with your values, and so you want to move out of a situation. This person here that's not supportive of you is projecting onto you because they are in a space where they're not doing things where they feel valued, and so they may feel resentful because of that. And so like they're seeing you being like, I'm advocating for myself, and because they're not advocating for themselves, they see this as like an attack on their ego, except they're just projecting this onto you, but they may not be realizing that. And so it turns into this whole thing. What this comes down to is that it seems like you've really spent time thinking about this decision that you're making. Seems like this is the right move for you to be making, even if this is unavoidable. And if somebody has a disagreement with you about that, then it is what it is. You can't really do anything about it. It's just the place that this person is in. And that's really not, it's not your business, and it's not your problem either, if you really think about it, you know? That's just where they are in their journey right now. And you can just keep that in mind and notice where they are, and you don't need to allow that to infringe on what you're doing. Yes. They may be trying to be helpful, but I'm seeing something happening where this person may not be helpful. Again, like this is somebody that may have like sacrificed things for other people, but then they'd bring it up and be like, I did all of this with you, so it was like conditional. So this is somebody that like may be betraying themselves like for other people, but then feeling a type of way about it because really they're betraying themselves and not showing up for themselves. And so like, them seeing you can be a great example for them about maybe a way that they can step up within their own life. But again, just like keep doing what you're doing and just notice this. You really don't need to be, you don't need to let this person's energy get to you. And the only reason this is coming up too is to bring about more awareness for you and to really reinforce you not taking this person's energy personally, because they're like disapproving of what you're doing. But because they're in the Five of Swords energy, there can be like a vibe of them feeling like a sense of jealousy because they don't feel valued in some area of their life and they're not doing something about it. And so again, like them seeing you doing something about it feels triggering to them. It feels triggering to their ego. And so as much as they may be having like intentions to be helpful, it's like well-intended bad advice. Okay, so it just is what it is. I feel like we don't need to get any further into it. This person feels hurt. Also too, you could have had something happen where you're still working on your healing journey too, with a particular situation where maybe somebody was not like the nicest to you, or something happened where you felt a lack of support, or someone wasn't like being super encouraging, or maybe just things turned out in an undesirable way. Like you had maybe hoped that somebody would be helpful to you. This person was not very helpful. You're definitely feeling pressure in the heart space. Something feels it's affecting you emotionally. Definitely with this Five of Swords character here. Yeah, for some of you, maybe something ended and it may have not felt like it was your choice. Because the Ten of Swords can also be like an inevitable ending that feels painful, that maybe you weren't the one deciding that things were going to end. You could have been, you could have not been. What the impact of this, the energetic signature of it is that there's an ending and it's painful. So regardless of how it happened, this is about moving through a situation that may have felt maybe excruciating to experience and finding yourself through this and working through this. It feels like you're having a discussion with somebody after the fact, or you're getting more information about this ending after the fact. But I'm just seeing something that looks, it doesn't look completely kosher, and that's just something to be mindful of. Like, if you're having conversations that you feel are bringing up restlessness and are just like continuing to feel painful for you and are keeping you in a spot where you feel stuck, it's something to be mindful of. How the conversations that you're having and like the information that you're open to receiving is impacting you. And I will say this too, if some of you are feeling resentful in a situation and you feel like you're undervalued, that is your like body and your thoughts and your emotions telling you, hey, this situation is not in resonance. So it's telling you to do something about it, to take action. So that's also something you want to be mindful of too, because you don't want to walk around with a chip on your shoulder feeling like everything's very heavy when it's your responsibility to move yourself out of a situation, you know? And you just need to listen to yourself. And if that's not you, that may be somebody around you, and this can give you insight as to what's going on with them. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'm looking at Aries, Saturn, Pluto. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.